First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green react button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the exit full screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your project. If you do want to share your project and your own ideas, you can do that using the purple button at the bottom of the lesson. We often show the best ones at the start of the next class. Okay, today's lesson is going to start in a few minutes, so strap in and get ready to code. Hey everyone, we'll be starting the live lesson shortly, but before we do, let's go over a few instructions on how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen
Hello everyone, welcome to Code Along Sessions with Coding Ireland. I'm Radhika and I welcome you all to today's live session. All right, so today we are going to make a project in Scratch and we are going to learn a new concept called text to speech. It's also called TTS, TTNS. So it's very simple, as the name suggests. We're going to convert our text to speech, something that we have not done in any of our projects before. So we have Pokemon 8 in here with us, and while all others join us, let's see. Meanwhile, we'll just start with step number 1. All right, so the first step is to go to Scratch and create a new project. And that's it. So guys, today's project is not as lengthy as the other projects, so still be with us till the very end of the lesson, because I'm going to show you how we can use TTS to enhance all our previously made projects. All right, so step number 1 is done. I'm just going to call this project as TTS. All right. Step number 2 is to add a sprite to the project. So I'm going to use an elf sprite from the Scratch library, but you guys can choose any character that you want. So as I said, I have, okay, let me just see if I can make this a little bigger. Cool. So I have this elf with me, and we are going to make this elf say some things out loud. So up until now, what we have done is we say hello for 2 seconds, and this sprite is saying out the things. But now we are going to add sound to this conversation. Let me just refresh the project. Okay, step 1 was done and we get a keyboard. Step number 2 is also done and we get a scarecrow. Have you guys seen a scarecrow ever? It's usually found in the fields to scare off all the birds so that they don't eat your crops. All right, step number 3 is now to add the text to speech extension into our project. Guys, apart from all of these blocks that we have, motion, look, sound, events, and so on, we also have some extra set of blocks with us, which is over here. So click it and you will see so many extensions that we have. So let me just take a minute and go through some of these. We have music, which allows you to add some extra music effects to your projects. Then we have a pen sprite. There's also some video sensing that we can do. Then we have translating your English language, that is the default language that we have in Scratch, into other languages. Okay, and yeah, you can go on and see what else we have. But today we're going to use the text to speech extension. So when you click on it, you will see that under this list, we have a text to speech extension added, and we also get our coding blocks related to text to speech. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we are done with just this part. Step number 3 is done, and we get a vest. All right. So, step number 4 now is to speak hello. Okay, guys, let's see what happens. So I'm going to go to events and say that whenever I click on this elf sprite, it should speak out hello. Okay, let's see what is the difference. First, let's do this. All right, so now what is this? It just displays hello, but we are going to do this. Speak hello. Right? Amazing. You can make it say anything. You can say, hi there, right? So, sounds interesting, right? And so easy. And that's it. That's for step number 4. We got a sweater vest again. Okay. Step number 5 is now to say something different. So, for example, this says that you should say, hi, my name is Emma the elf. My favorite color is green. Okay, let's try and say that. So, hi, my name is Emma the elf. My favorite color is green. Let's see. Cool, right? So, guys, do you wonder, does this take into account all the punctuation marks? So, you saw I put a comma after hi. Okay. Now, I'm just going to shorten this and let's see if there is any difference if we put a punctuation mark or not. So we did hear a pause after hi, right? Now let me remove this and see what happens. This is just just doing some trial and error things. So yeah, it works. It does take into account the punctuation marks. Did you notice that when we removed the comma, the pause was gone? So you can actually make this sound realistic by adding your exclamations, question marks, and all that stuff. Okay, let me see how a question mark works. I'm not sure how this would work though. Right. It does take that into account as well. So it spoke in a way that it sounded like, hey, is my name Emma the Elf? That was cool. Okay. So I'm just gonna go back with that to show you guys once again. Awesome. So step number 5 is done as well. Fastest project ever, isn't it? So okay, we are in the fashion series and we get a short tank top. All right, guys. Now we're gonna experiment with the type of voice we have in this sprite. So let's see. Pick out the set voice block. Guys, you have one, two, three, four, five, six different kinds of voice that this extension allows us. So the default voice is alto. Okay. Now this is a female voice. So I'm just going to shorten this again and let's see. Let's try another one. Tenor is the default male voice. Nice, right? Okay, squeak is like a very squeaky, shrieky kind of voice that you can probably assign to a small kid, right? Or maybe for like some cute animals. Okay, and giant is for, like a giant looking person. You can assign that to any monsters that you make in your game, right? Okay, and then we have a kitten, which is just doing a meow sound. It will not speak what you write. All right, that's quite funny. Now, how many times did it say meow? I think based on the length of your text. So if I just say hi, I think, yeah, I just said it once. Let me say hi there. Right. Okay, so no matter what you write, the kitten is just gonna say meow. Okay, so you can set the voice based on the type of characters that you are creating in Scratch. So with that, we're done with step number 6 as well. And it's summer series and we get water. Yeah, you can also come back to this and see the descriptions if you forget. All right. Step number 7. Now we, along with the type of voice, we also have an option to change the accent. Okay, so there is an accent block, and this is done by the set language block. So guys, okay, let me just go back to, let's say, tenor. And if I say, hi there, let me just go back to hi, my name is Emma the Elf. Now, if I say set language to English, of course it's going to speak in English, okay? But if you set the language to, let's say, French or German or Hindi or any other language, it is not going to change the language per se, okay? It's just going to give you that accent. So, for example, if a French person is speaking this sentence, he would have a French accent to it. So let's see first how the default is English. Now let's see if a French person speaks that, how it'll sound like. Okay, so yeah, it's they're just adding the accent to the same English sentence. So that is really interesting. So I'm going to try out Hindi and see what it seems like. Okay, so let me know in the comment section what languages you want me to try. Let's try something very different. Okay, let's try Korean. I don't know how true these are, but again, it adds authenticity to your projects. Guys, if you see in people when you choose a sprite, sorry about that. Okay, so when you see in a choose a sprite, you will see that there are many people from different ethnicities. So, for example, let me just zoom in. You can see the one with the head covered comes from a different country. Okay, the one with the curly hair comes from a different country. Okay, so let's say you were trying to create some project where you're showing people coming from different countries. Okay, you could use that. All right. Okay, guys. So with that, uh, we are done. Now this says that okay, we get an island. This is just for the accent. So remember in the extension block, we also had the translate extension. So I'm just going to show you once. There was something called a translate extension. What this does is it translates your messages into the actual language. So if I say translate hello to Dutch, so it says hello. Okay, so let's say we translate hello to Chinese and we speak it. Now let's see what it looks like. Okay, something totally different. So if I say, hi, my name is Emma the elf, and I translate, okay, let me give it a French accent, and I give it a French translation as well. Let's see what it looks like. Right? You see, it says bonjour, je m'appelle Elf. Je m'appelle Elf, right? Sorry, Emma, all right? Because it changed the actual sentence. You can also put it in a variable and see what it says. So I can say set my variable to this particular translation, and let's tick this. And then we can say just speak my variable. Let's see now, guys. Okay, so what I did, guys, I translated the sentence to French and I stored it in my variable. So you can see the sentence is now written in French, and then we are speaking out that variable. So based on what you want to do in your project, you can use these blocks. Sorry. Um, all right. Okay. So that is done as well. So now we will try to create a mini project where we will make a conversation between two sprites. Okay, so we have to add two sprites. Okay, so we already have an elf, and we will add a second sprite as well. So let's say I'm just making the elf go away. I want to add two students. Okay, so I'm adding Ben. And okay, let me add who else? Okay, let's add D. Okay, let's make D. face Ben. So, guys, you can edit that in the costumes. You go to costumes and then you click on this arrow and then you say flip horizontal. So, you see, it just flipped 180 degrees and now it looks like he's talking to Ben. Okay? It won't change all your other costumes. We can actually use, I like this one. Oh, this is fine as well. Okay, so let's do that. Let's make like a nice backdrop as well. Let's say they are, where are they? Let's say they are in a hall. Okay, that's very dark though. Um, where should we put them? In a room? No, it's all very, very dark. Okay, let them be standing on a beach. Okay, cool. So we're gonna make Ben's accent to Italian and then set his voice to alto. And yes. So when the sprite is clicked, I'm gonna set the voice to this, accent to Italian. Now it doesn't really matter which of the blocks you write first because we are not yet saying or speaking anything. So you can do it interchangeably. And then we are gonna say, hey D, do you like to code? Okay, is that what they asked? Yeah. Do you know how to code? Let's see. Oops, I think I put it in pen. It's okay, guys. See, okay, it's good that this small error happened. So by mistake, I wrote these blocks in these sprite. So guys, if you do that by mistake ever, and I actually wanted to write it in the Ben sprite, what you can do is you don't need to rewrite it again here. Go to the D sprite and click this whole code and just drag and drop it onto the Ben sprite. And when it shakes a little, that means it's copied. So let's go to Ben and see it's copied. Okay, so let's see now. All right, that sounded really nice. And let's see what D replies. So he says, yes, it is one of my favorite things to do. Okay, and we are going to go to D, change his accent to French, voice to tenor, and he's going to say, yes, Ben, it is my favorite thing to do. Let's see how this looks like. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Now, uh, we were clicking the sprites and then they were speaking to each other, but we can also make this dynamic by adding the wait times. So, for example, what else we can do? Okay, I'm just gonna mark this one as done first. So we get a pineapple, and let's see what else we could have done. So we could have put this in when the green flag is clicked, and let's assume that it takes 1 second to speak. So Ben takes 1 second to speak his dialogue, and then when the green flag is clicked, D will wait for that 1 second and then speak his own dialogue. Let's see how that works. So no, I think we gave a little less wait time because they were speaking into each other's sentences. So let's wait for 3 seconds over here. Let's try it now. Right. So now this looks very spontaneous. Okay. And that's how you hold a conversation. You could have also added the written dialogues along with it. So let me show it to you. Something like that. Let's see. Nice. Right? Okay, guys. So we are done with this project. It was not more of a project. It was more of a concept that I wanted to teach you. Now you can apply this concept, the text to speech, into any kind of project that you make. So I will show you two examples. Give me a minute. Okay. So if you guys remember, we had a few weeks ago we made this project called Guess the Picture. Let me see if you guys remember it. I will. Okay, just to make sure that you guys remember it, I'm gonna show it to you. So a robot was asking whether you can guess the picture or not. So we were making the picture blurry in the beginning, and then making it clearer and clearer, and then the robot was displaying the correct answer. So how we can add TTS to this project? We can add voice to the robot's messages, right? So let's see how we can do that. I request all of you to go to this Guess the Picture project of yours and click on See Inside, and then go to the robot sprite where he was okay, where he was asking the questions. So we were creating a list of answers and a list of questions. And okay, wherever we have this say block, you can just put this say block into the speech block. So first, let's add extension, text to speech, sorry. Um, okay, let's set the voice to, all right, let's set it to squeak. And then we are going to speak the same thing that we are saying. See? And let the default accent be English. And for the answer also, we are going to do the same thing. Speak the same thing. Let's see how our project looks like now. Do you see? Now the project looks much more lively because we have added sound to it. It looks much more interactive, right? It looks much, much more interactive now. Perfect. You can experiment with the voices as well. So probably you can put a giant. Let's see how that looks now. Okay, I actually like this queen better. So yeah, let's scroll back to that. Okay, what other ways do you think we can add text to speech in our projects? Okay, I give you guys a minute, uh, and let's see if anybody has any suggestions on how we can add TTS. Okay, meanwhile, uh, I will uh, bring out other projects in which I will show you how to add TTS. Okay, guys. So, if you guys thought of any ideas, let me know in the comment section. And meanwhile, I'm going to show you what other ways we have. So, let's say we made this project of a red, green, blue collision where the blocks, where they were multicolored balls, red, green, and blue. And in a chain reaction, they were trying to convert into other colors. So, we had rules of the game. So whenever a red ball collided with a green ball, it converted it into a green ball. Okay. And whenever a green ball collided with a blue ball, it converted it into a green ball. So now these rules can be a little confusing. So you can use text to speech where you can tell the rules of the game in the beginning. Okay, so wherever we have a when green flag clicked block, so rather than just saying it, what you can do is um, you can put a voice over. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna create another sprite, and I'm gonna say when the green flag is clicked, okay, not over here. I'm gonna okay, let's choose okay, let's say we okay, let's say we have Abby, who is of size 40. And Abby is standing in the corner, all right? And she is the one speaking out the rules. Okay, in one corner, she's gonna speak out the rules. Or if you don't want Abby, it's also fine if you just put a ball or something which looks more realistic. Uh, I think even, okay, let's use the default cat this time because we've never really used that. Okay, so let's say this is the cat and he's gonna say the rules. So when the green flag is clicked, the cat says, uh, this is a chain reaction game. Okay, now in the next line, we're going to speak again. And here are the rules. So if red color ball is touching the blue color ball, it changes color to blue. So if a red ball collides with a blue ball, it will turn blue. Okay. Then if a green ball collides with a red ball, it will turn red. And if a blue ball collides with a green ball, it will turn green. Okay, so you can also add an effect, and then first you can set the voice to kitten. Okay, then just speak something and then set the voice back to squeak, let's say. So it's going to say meow and then speak out the rules of the game. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, so now this is like a voiceover of the animation that is taking place. You could have also added a backdrop in, like you could have, before the game starts, you could have made these rules speak out loud and then start the game. So you can do that in every project when you make a rules page and you announce the rules. Okay, so that was one thing that we could have done. I'm going to show you one last example that we can do that is very interesting. Now, you guys know that we can make animations in Scratch. Okay, sorry, animated stories in Scratch. So let's see one game that I had created. It's not part of the code along sessions that we've done before. This is something I did on the side. I'm just going to show you the story. Guys, so this is like a very age-old story that we tell kids that there was a frog and a rabbit. Actually, the story is of a rabbit and a turtle, but I didn't get a turtle spot on Scratch, so I just created the frog. So there is a race between them, and the rabbit is very proud that he's going to win the race because he runs very fast. But then he sleeps midway, and the frog slowly he just walks and wins the race while the rabbit is left sleeping. So the moral is never be too proud of yourself. Right now, what you could have done, that instead of adding dialogues, you could have just showed it like a conversation, and you can also add both. So I'm gonna add that now and show you how it looks like. Okay, so for the rabbit, so we had the owl in the beginning. When he said 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so we're gonna add a giant for the owl. For rabbit, I'm gonna add, let's say, alto. So set the voice to alto and speak this. Let's see. Okay, now the problem is first it's going to speak this for 2 seconds and then it's going to say this. So let's put this in the beginning and uh, then we can put it. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to remove these dialogues. We will just put the text to speech. Okay, also I am removing this backdrop sound so that we can hear what the characters are speaking. All right, so let's speak. He says, I challenge you to a race. And when he's thinking, okay, so for think, let's just keep the bubble because he's thinking in the mind. Okay, okay. And for the dialogues, we will keep this. Let's go to rabbit and we'll set his voice to, let's say, tenor. Okay, and speak. We're gonna say, okay. So let's just see till this much how it looks like. It might not work, guys, because there are a lot of wait times involved when we were writing. So we might have to adjust the wait times a little bit, but you get the gist of the story that we're just converting dialogues into text and speech. Okay, I'm gonna try it with the owl as well. Let's give him a giant voice, and we're gonna say 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, let's see how that works out. Okay, the problem with this is that, guys, you see, we couldn't make out who is speaking what. Okay, so we do need the dialogues to be displayed as well. Okay, otherwise, we'll need to find a way, we won't know who is speaking and who is not speaking. Okay, so yeah, basically, we also have to add a say block along with it. Right. Okay. So that's fine. I think this got a little bit messed up because we had to bring in a lot of wait times in between. But that's fine. You get the gist. We can make an animated story by adding dialogues with it. Okay. So do let me know your ideas. What all do you think we can do with the text to speech block? And yeah, that was it for today. I'm gonna mark this lesson as complete. All right. Send me, I'm going to stop my screen share. Yes, okay. So send me your ideas and send me any projects that you make with the TTS feature, and we will display it in the next class in the beginning of the next session. All right. So take care, keep coding. I'll see you guys in the next class. Bye bye.